you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, very good. Happy because it's Friday. Friday is the best day.
Yeah, it's the best day of the week.
Best day of the week. Well, we are really excited to have you, KJ, because I feel like you're going to have incredible perspectives from your own kind of lived experiences. I know that you work in the advertising industry, which we'll
Yes.
definitely talk about, but I think I'm more interested in your background and your story and your advice for other younger people. So, do you want to kick off by just telling everyone a bit about who you are and
Yeah,
what you do?
of course. So my name's KJ. My pronouns are they, them. I have been working in the creative industry for 5 years. But before that, I was working in the public sector, in HR roles previously. Um, I started out my career in an apprenticeship rather than going to university, um, which was very, very enlightening for me. It gave me an opportunity to um, go into the workplace and be able to understand and earn from that point. Um, and it was very difficult for me because none of my family went to university, and it was a bit of a difficult decision for me. But it was a fun choice for me that I wanted to take, and it gave me the opportunity to learn more about HR, learn more about what I wanted to do with my career, and how I was able to um, break into the field without having to go to university. Um, it was a fun position for me to join.
And when did you make that decision? So tell us a bit about where did you grow up, and did you know what you wanted to do at that point? Like, were you good at certain subjects, or like, yeah, tell us a bit about
Yeah,
16-year-old
so
KJ.
I I started out in Luton. I lived in Luton. I grew up in Marsh Farm, which was one of the lower economical backgrounds. And people who went to my school either went to do vocational courses or went off to university to study law and that stuff. But I was someone who was living with my auntie at the time, um, and made the decision that I wanted to do something different. The first career that I started off with was hairdressing and catering. So it's completely different to what I was doing. But the one thing that I always wanted to do was know that I wanted to help and make a difference for people. And one thing that I learned as I was going through, because someone came to my school and did a talk, was HR. HR was like the fountain of all knowledge. You're helping people with their careers. There were so many different routes to go down. There was learning and development. There was recruitment, there was the shared services, there was transformation. There was just so much about HR that could help people that I was like, oh, that sounds like a bit of me. Um, I was living in a hostel at the time, and I decided that I wanted to do something different for a cause. And an opportunity came up at my local council to work in their HR department as an apprentice. And I took that opportunity with both hands, never being given opportunity like that. Went to the interview, was really, really, really hoping that I was going to get it. And fortunately, they did take me on, and it was one of the best decisions that I made, and that's how I started my career within the HR field.
Oh, what an incredible story. And HR, I think, would you say that people often overlook HR?
Yeah, I think people overlook HR. If people aren't aware of what HR is, or see it as a way into the industry, or see it as a way of breaking down that barrier, people overdo do overlook it. It's a great place to work because you are in the hustle and bustle, and you're helping those people who are creative. you also get to use your creative flair when you're working as well, because you help build out strategies to help a team. You are looking after the creative parts of it. You get to do what I do now in learning and development. You get to build out programs, you get to facilitate training, you get to do all of those things there, which makes a different impact to those people's lives. And it makes a huge difference when people actually come into HR. Because sometimes people find HR boring. They're like, oh, you're gonna just tell people off all the time, or you're going to do all of that. Yes, that's elements of the job, but there are other elements of the job that are really, really fun and really, really engaging, and you get to be in the creative world, which is amazing.
It's definitely a route in and a pathway into the creative
Hmm.
industries,
Hmm.
because you don't have to pigeon yourself to one company.
No.
You have the skills to work for any company.
Yeah. With the HR skills, you can. It's one of those things that you learn and then you can take it anywhere. So, as I said, I started off in the public sector, and then I broke into the creative industries like 5 years ago, working in the recruitment team. And it gave me an opportunity to um, take the skills that I've been honing for the last 13 years and then bring it into the role that I was in. So it gave me so much ability and skills that I'm so grateful and glad to have. And when I broke into the creative industry, like when I came here to work at, I started off at Group M, now known as WPP Media. When I broke into um, this industry, I was like, am I pinch me? Is this real? Because I never thought that I would be able to break into the advertising space or being a part of that in that world. Because I was always told that I would never get that far. They will never look at me. I don't have a degree. They won't take me on. But they did take me on and they gave me a chance and they gave me an opportunity and I've loved it ever since.
Oh, no, I think so important to hear like all these different routes in because it isn't straightforward, you know.
Mm-mm.
Um, and how has the advertising industry embraced you? Would you say, I think a lot of people think it's elitist and, not very diverse. Would you say that that is not true?
I would say that's 100% not true. I think they are more open and more diverse when they are given the opportunities. Like when they throw out apprenticeships or early career programs or anything like that, they're looking to bring in those talents to hone that um, that early career set space, and then they're looking to build you up. And it's always starting from the grassroots. So when I came in here, I was like, is this going to be the right thing for me to do at this moment? And it did turn out to be the right thing. And since I've been in the industry, they've looked after me. They've made sure that my learning is to the best standard. They make sure that I have the opportunities that everyone else has. It's nice to walk around the office and see people that look like me. And it's all also coming from different backgrounds as well. So it's nice to know that I have colleagues and I have other people that I work with that have had similar backgrounds to me and similar stories that we can talk about and discuss and see how we can grow together.
Mm.
So that's also really, really great. We also have like ERGs, which or ECGs as well, and they're now known as, which is employee community groups, which make a big impact and difference into the workplace to make
Mm.
sure that everyone, no matter what their background is, feels comfortable at work. So, advertising is a space that used to be elitist, but I wouldn't say it's elitist now. I think they're looking at so many different ways to bring in so many people from so many different backgrounds.
Mm. Yeah, I think you're right. It's changed, it's shifted, and I think people still think it's like Mad Men
Yeah.
era.
It
Um,
it's definitely not like Mad Men. It's there's certain work that they do, but they're looking at the next generation. They're looking at how they can bring in that next generation of talent, how they can build that next generation of talent, and how they can make sure that because at the end of the day, in advertising, what you're doing is you're selling to consumers. So if we're in the workplace don't match what it's looking like outside, how can we actually sell or how can we actually produce a product that
mm,
is suitable for everyone out there?
mm,
So it's always nice to have that diverse mindset and that diverse background to help produce a product or help produce an advertisement for a product that we're pushing out. So it's nice to have that diverse mindset
yeah,
as well.
no, definitely. Well, moving on, KJ, to
Hmm.
application CVs standing out because you obviously see a lot of CVs.
Yeah.
Uh, we have a question actually, and it's how does your HR team spot high potential candidates who don't fit the traditional CV or experience profile?
So the way that we do it, we have a program here at WPP Media called Thrive, and it's something that we're looking at the moment and readjusting, ready for the new year. But what we do is we take away that element of that CV standing. So we get you to send in your CV, but we don't look at your CV. We look at the task that you produce with it. Sorry,
Okay.
the task that you produce with it, and the curiosity, the ability that you perform on the day. So we take away that element of, oh, seeing what school you went to, seeing what university you went to, and it's based on how that person performs on the day and how that person performs in that opportunity that they get given.
And do you have any tips or tricks for people to deliver on the day? Because sometimes it is confidence, it's not having networks to kind of practice interview questions
Yeah.
with. Like, yeah, is there any tips that you would give someone?
I'd say the tips that I would give someone is be yourself and be curious. Like, we're not looking for the same cookie cutter person. We're not looking for, oh, this person or this person. We want to look at that person who came in that day and thought of a brilliant idea. We are looking at that person who works well in the team, um, who's come in and thought of, as I said, a brilliant idea. We don't continue to look at what schools they went to. We've taken that element out. So I would say just be yourself, be curious, ask questions, um, and show up in the best possible way. I think that's the best thing that I could advise. Um, and network. I think that's the big one. I think I think a lot of businesses now are looking at mentoring programs and mentoring schemes. So if you have the opportunity to have a mentor or have an opportunity or want to mentor, just message a business and see if they have any mentoring schemes or if they have anyone willing to mentor you. I'm sure that they will find someone that will come in and mentor you and guide you through the process.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. I think mentors are again something that is often overlooked, but
Hmm.
people are really willing to give their time
Yeah,
if you ask for it.
yeah,
Um, I think also one of the most important things is to understand, because when you say be curious, I think sometimes young people don't really understand how to be curious. And I think it's actually about understanding the business that you're applying to. You just said earlier that advertising is about selling products to consumers.
yeah.
And if you don't understand the fundamental business of
Hmm.
the company that you're applying to, then it's really hard to have opinions and
Yeah,
be curious and have questions.
yeah.
And I see so many young people, I guess, just applying for any open role, which I get because you're looking for a job or you're trying to get experience, you're trying to get work. But I think you stand out by coming across as you've really done your research, you know the
Yeah.
name of the organization, you know the
Yeah.
advertising, a little bit of the advertising industry, you maybe have come up with your own advertising ideas. Because I'm sure you get, what are some of the things you see on a CV and you're like, absolutely no, because they've spelt spelt Wavemaker wrong or WPP wrong, or they've called you something else.
So yeah, so definitely where what you said with curiosity is definitely researching the company. Like when you research the company, make sure that you know at least two or three of the brands that actually are at the company. I would definitely recommend that. I would definitely understanding what we do as a business. So understanding, you don't have to understand the fine tunities of that. That's something that we can teach you. It's something that you can learn whilst you're there through your career. But if there is a moment for you to have the opportunity to research, to know the product, to say, oh, actually, I've seen this advert. I saw how you placed it. I saw the data behind it. I I've asked questions about it. I've prepared myself. Those are the things that lead to us going, wow, that person has actually taken the time um, to take care. And I know we're in a space at the moment of using AI. We're definitely not a company that shies away from using AI. We use AI to help our businesses and our companies work together. But if you're using AI in your application, make sure you know what you've put. So read through it, understand it, um, push those ideas forward and be like, okay, I used AI to quiz myself on WPP Media or Wavemaker or Essence Mediacom or Mindshare. I've used it to understand how they work their briefs, how they work as a business, and not just say, okay, I'm going to pump this through AI and then send it forward. Um,
It's
definitely,
obvious. It's really obvious,
yeah,
isn't
it's really obvious.
it?
We know when someone's used AI. It's one of those ones where we're like, oh, okay, this person's used AI because it says all of these long words that AI likes to spit out, and it uses a lot of adverbs in there as well. So if you're using AI, make sure it sounds like you, make sure it's you've read through it, and if you are asked about it, you are prepared to answer the questions on it as well.
Mm. No, great advice. Well, we are almost out of time, KJ, because it goes so quickly.
Yeah.
But what would be your biggest piece of advice uh, to to yourself? Like if you were looking back at your kind of 16-year-old self, what would you do
Yeah.
differently?
If I was looking back and I was telling my 16-year-old self, I would tell myself, do not give up. I would say, do my research, give advertising a chance. Um, I would say, do my research and make sure that I'm prepared and give it a go. Like you could go for loads of jobs, but it would be one of the ones where you're so passionate about it and you've done your research and you actually want to break into that field. I would definitely do that and have fun along the way. I would definitely don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to take on work experience or ask a question about a mentor, or if someone comes into my school, be more um, be more open
Mm,
to opportunities, I would say.
yeah, proactive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, KJ. I just had an idea for anyone who is applying for
Yeah.
advertising. What you could do is find an advert that the company's done
Yep.
and say why you don't like it.
Yeah.
That would stand out.
Find out ways that you can make it better, improve
Find
it.
out
What
ways you can
what
make it better.
what would make it improve it? What would make it want to reach that target demographic? What would you want to do if you had the opportunity? What would you do to make it better? and that would definitely stand out to them.
100%, yeah. And that could work with anyone, you know.
Yeah.
If you got in touch with Eric, me, Eric, and said, this is how Eric is doing things wrong, I will listen and I will get back to you. Well, thank you so much, KJ. It's honestly been such a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure, and I'm wishing you all the best in your career opportunities. And hopefully, I see a few of you apply for a Thrive in the future. Yeah,
Yes.
if not, good luck in your journeys and your careers.
Yeah, actually, just finally say a bit about Thrive. Like, when is it out? Where can they find it?
Yep. So Thrive will be released next year. We're looking at the end of January, beginning of February, and it will be available on the WPP Media website and hopefully on the Eric app.
Yeah,
Um, and we will be looking at opportunities to bring in some future early talent and bringing them on the career journey of advertising.
amazing. Thank you again, KJ. Well, have an amazing weekend. We will speak to
You
you
too.
soon.
Have a wonderful
Bye.
weekend.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.